Located in your default palettes, you're going to find a palette called the Navigator. And I'm going to pull the Navigator out here so we can take a closer look at it. Navigator panel can also be enlarged by simply pulling out either the lower corners or pulling out to the horizontal. You can work with the size of your image by either choosing the zoom out or the zoom in function, and as I continue to zoom in, you can see the effect. I can also change the tilt of the image and work with the rotation of the canvas. There are some other great options too, like the Navigator settings, where you can handle your color management, tracing paper opacity, toggling tracing paper, showing grids in Pasto, and selecting your drawing modes when you're working in selection modes. So this is a real powerful little tool that you can use to enhance your experience as well. Another important panel is our layers panel. The layers panel is one of the most powerful features in Painter, and as a traditional artist I found it very, very helpful in creating certain depth in my paintings, being able to overlap colors and blending, and of course using what we call the layer composite methods, which if you're familiar with blend modes, you will know these as in Painter as composite methods, but we've got multiply, overlay, soft light, and most of these you'll be very familiar with. But they can also change the look of the paint that's on the particular layer that you're working on. So they're lots of fun to experiment with. Another great function in Painter is the mixer pad. The mixer pad lets you blend colors together to create new colors. And again, as a traditional artist, you're probably familiar with this, but having this tool in Painter is so exciting because you're able to mix those paints that are familiar to you to create those colors, to create those complementary color schemes. There's nothing like it. So I encourage you to use the mixer pad if you're used to mixing your own colors. You can actually use the mixer pad with existing colors, or you can bring in an image to use on your mixer pad to sample colors from, and it just doesn't get any better than this. Lots of great functionality in the mixer pad. The next important item to a traditional artist going into digital painting is the papers. So let's take a look at the paper libraries panel. The paper panels let you create and modify and apply paper textures. And let's take a look at a couple of ways we can access our papers. On the toolbar, you'll notice that there's an icon at the bottom which is our paper textures. And we can simply open the little flyout and choose a particular paper texture that we want to use. But if we want to go in a little bit deeper and maybe make some changes to those papers, then we're going to go up to the window menu, come down to paper panels, and choose papers. And it will open up the papers and the paper libraries panel, where we have a little more control of how that paper is going to interact with our particular brush that we're using. On the papers panel, we can work with either the paper scale, the paper contrast, or paper brightness. When we go to the paper libraries, this gives us the opportunity to scan through our current paper texture libraries or actually create new paper textures.